Hello and welcome to this week's live episode of Woodlands on Air, brought to you by Woodlands Online. I'm your host today as usual, Sean Thompson, here to bring you the latest in Woodlands area news and events for this week of February 24th through March the 2nd. That's right, we are already going to be in March by the time this week is over. Can't believe it. This year, kind of zooming by. How do you know we're live? Easy. Right now I can tell you it is 58 degrees outside. It feels like it's 64, but it's actually gonna get up to 64, make it feel like it's in the low 70s. Sunshiny all day. We're gonna get down to the 40s tonight, and that's pretty much gonna be the tail of the tape for the rest of the week. Weather-wise, highs in the 60s and 70s, lows in the 40s and 50s. No real precipitation to speak of. Nice weather. Enjoy it with some of the many events we have going on in the Woodlands this week. And I'll give you just a sampling, a little tease. So it is Monday, February the 24th. And this evening, if you are a parent looking for a great school to take your kiddo to, and maybe you're worried about, public schooling or this or that, check out Legacy Prep Christian Academy. They're hosting one of their informational meetings and tours this evening. Show up, it's free, bring the kiddos, find out all you need to know about the school, see if it's a good fit, and find out all about what they have in the school year coming up. This afternoon at the Mitchell Library, it's Teen Game Night. That's, you could have gone both ways on that one. Teen Game Night, playing Uno, amongst other things. And the library, believe it or not, all the library systems we have here in the Woodlands area have great events happening almost all the time. You need to check them out. Moving on to tomorrow now, Tuesday the 25th, All About Geology is happening at the Spring Creek Greenway Nature Center. This is a beautiful outdoor center, all things kind of entertaining and educational about the outdoors. Sometimes they play with critters that I would rather stay very far from, but this time it's about rocks. So I'll probably be there to check it out. At the Children's Museum tomorrow, they got Boogie Bash, they got Rhyme Time, they got Toddler Time. They have all these amazing events for kiddos coming up. If you haven't been to the Woodlands Children's Museum there at the Panther Creek Shopping Center, I don't know what you're waiting for. They've been a mainstay in the Woodlands for decades. I remember when they were inside the Woodlands Mall, and I'd take my now adult daughter there every weekend. It was a blast, so check them out. Moving on to Wednesday now, Two Tones Dueling Piano Bar. They're going to try something different. They're going to have community highlight networking. Basically, it's show up and network. Talk about your business, be feted by other businesses, and have a good time. And then later on, have karaoke and dueling pianos. The township is hosting a couple of pickleball classes for you there. So if you're into pickleball at all, which doesn't involve pickles, but I'm sure you know that by now, then check them out. How do you check out all these places? Easy. Go to WoodlandsOnline.com. Click on the events tab. It pops open a calendar. You can search by day, search by name, by business, if it's free or not, if it's kid-friendly or not, and get all the information you need. Finally, on Wednesday, the Chamber of Commerce is hosting a special workshop called Refining Your Leadership Inside and Out, where you have a couple of industry leaders talking about, well, basically, as I said, refining your leadership skills, getting down to the nitty-gritty. Let's move past the hump of Wednesday into Thursday now. Copandero Indoor Archery Pistol and Rifle Range, which I went to a couple of weekends ago, and it is a blast, pardon the pun, is hosting the CZ USA Steel Target Match. This is, steel targets, you hit it and they go bang and stuff. It's a lot of fun. Spend a few bucks, you get a whole bunch of ammo, a lot of bragging rights, maybe a trophy, I don't know. Check them out. If you want safe, secure, educational, informational, and fun weapons safety and weapons firing, Copandero is your place to go. Also on Thursday, Tea Kettle Cafe is continuing its series for afternoon teas. It's just a throwback to a calmer, nicer, quieter era. It's really gorgeous. But The same owners on the backside. There's a little secret pathway take you around the backside of the Tea Kettle Cafe to get you to the Mad Hatter Wine Room, which is all Alice in Wonderlandy. Oh my gosh, you got to check it out. I know like speakeasies and stuff like that are the latest things to hit craze wise, but you got to check out the Mad Hatter Wine Bar if it's your gig, and if it's not, head on over to the Tea Kettle Cafe. On Friday, Serenity Sips is hosting its February book club. The book is One Dark Window. I can't remember the author's name, but if you happen to be reading it, or you can read a book between now and Friday, head on over to Serenity Sips Friday afternoon. What a wonderful coffee shop. All the coffees are handcrafted. They have a lot of holistic foods and products. They have a mascot dog inside, and they have a lot of seating areas. They have a private viewing area with a large TV if you need it. I'm telling you, Serenity Sips is the place to go if you just need to kick back and relax. And if you got kiddos and they're running around before you hit Serenity Sips, head on over to the Woodlands Sportsplex down Gosling and drop the little snots off at their parents' night out. Pay a few bucks, leave the little loved ones behind. They'll get worn out by Woodlands Sportsplex's amazing staff, and you get 2-3 hours of doing adult stuff before you grab them. Finally, on Friday, it's the big gala happening. Interfaith of the Woodlands is hosting its annual Celebration of Excellence. This gala, I'll be there, and hopefully I'll see you there. This is where they reveal their hometown heroes, which we've had several. We've got Coach Rapp. We got Yes to Youth. We have a lot of great hometown heroes, and they will be celebrated at the this Friday at the gala. Check it out. Moving into the weekend now, not only will it be Saturday, but it will be March the 1st. And Condition 1 is an amazing martial arts combat, more than a school, more than a dojo. They teach all kinds of real world situations. And on Saturday, they're hosting a cutting edge knife defense workshop where they teach you how to survive a knife attack. I hate to say it, but it's a real possibility in these days and times. And again, Condition 1, plenty of sit down learning and note taking, but then they also put you in it where you're put in situations that simulate real life dangers, and they teach you how to get out of it. So check that out. It's amazing. Couple of big things are going to be tying up traffic. We got the Houston Methodist Half Marathon and the Legacy Capital Woodlands Marathon happening Saturday morning. You've already seen the signs go up. A lot of areas, particularly around Grogan's Mill and Six Pines and Woodlands Parkway, all these places are going to be jammed up. Know your escape routes, and Woodlands Online will actually help you. We'll have maps coming out beforehand. We'll have traffic updates, live traffic updates, so that you know when racers are gone and the streets are reopening. But just know, Saturday morning, you may want to take it easy a little bit inside your house. And then when the streets are open, head on over to the 7th annual Home and Outdoor Living Show happening Saturday and Sunday, put on by Texwood Shows. It's amazing. It's free admission, which is awesome. But anything you need for your house or home, any information, any products, any services, this is the place to go. Check it out. And then wrap up Saturday evening by heading over to Dozy Do's Big Barn for the Bellamy Brothers. Great to see a big name act there at the Dozy Do again. Love it. So check them out. Going to move on to Sunday now. I'm going to keep it kind of brief. There are lots of church services happening in the houses of worship because Lent is right around the corner, as evidenced by there's a lot of Mardi Gras themed things happening, like with Fieldings, because Mardi Gras, which is French for Fat Tuesday, is where you just go whole hog. It's like Rumspringa for the Amish before the day of Ash Wednesday, and then you got 40 days and 40 nights of Lent, where you try to be a good person and give up bad things for you. I want you to tell me how that works out for you, okay? I'll just sit on the sidelines and do me best. But there will be a lot of services, as I said, happening. But then that afternoon, Sunday afternoon, go to North Shore Park and party on with Party On. It's the name of the band, for a concert in the park. A lot of fun there, free concert with a name like Party On, which band name includes the exclamation point at the end. It's going to be a night just full of fun. Leave the glass containers at home, but bring blankets, chairs, and coolers, and enjoy some live music, which the Woodlands has to offer. Well, that's it for a smattering of the events. What I talk about is a fraction of what we have available. And again, just go to woodlandsonline.com and click on the events tab and find out all you need to find out. I talked about some events. Let's talk about some news. So big news today, lots of big news happening today, but one of them is this morning, Woodlands Online announced the results of our annual Best of the Woodlands competition. We have a new Business of the Woodlands. We have lots of winners, best events, dozens of categories, healthcare, education, real estate, mechanics, car washes. I mean, you name it. And the Business of the Year is someone I'm not going to tell you. You got to go check out the story at woodlandsonline.com. You can't miss it. It's our top story. But congratulations to all the nominees and all the winners. See if any of your favorite businesses made the cut. The Children's Museum has been awarded a grant to get some music done in tandem with the Woodlands Symphony Orchestra. You talk about two great local institutions that are amazing. I'm a good friend of the artistic director of the Woodlands Symphony, and they know how to bring some good music and a lot of light to your life. So read more about that. On Friday, we had the EOC. What's that? Well, it's the Economic Outlook Conference. I'm sorry, my brain shut off for a second there. The EOC, a lot of fun. We were there. Beyond fun, it was very educational. Had a lot of good stories about what's happening in the Woodlands economically and what the future looks like. And you know what? It looks pretty darn good. You can get the full write-up on it at woodlandsonline.com in our news section. The task force, if you didn't hear about this, the Montgomery County Sheriff's Office and pretty much every other local law enforcement agency known to mankind teamed up for the Take Back the Streets task force. There was up in Conroe, a car show, and whereas the car show is not to blame, and it was a wonderful vendor who put on the car show, there were some people that followed it that did bad things on the roads, taking over parking lots, speeding, unsafe driving, doing donuts. And Sheriff Doolittle said, you know what, not on our watch. So he teamed up with Montgomery County DA Brett Ligon, Constable Ryan Gable, Houston City Police, Harris County Constable's Office, Conroe Police, Texas Department of Public Safety, and they had a busy weekend. How busy? I can tell you, this task force, over a 48-hour period from Friday through Sunday, so I guess maybe 72 hours, 576 stops, 353 warnings, 170 citations, 59 arrests, 41 vehicles towed or seized, and 6 weapons recovered. You know, if they just stayed a couple of miles south of the border of Montgomery County, these people may have gotten away with it, but not up here in Montgomery County. So Woodlands Online would like to give a big shout out to all the law enforcement agencies who took part in this. It was amazing. And you saw them out on the roads. Sheriff Doolittle is kind of a stickler about road safety, as we found out. So watch those traffic laws. And finally, the last bit of news we have, big news. There was a shooting at the Woodlands Waterway over the weekend. 3 people shot, 4 people injured because the alleged shooter was apprehended by some people and decided to, take care of matters while waiting for the police. More details are coming out. Woodlands Online does have an inside scoop that we'll be talking about later, but do know that local law enforcement was absolutely on this from the moment it happened, as well as the community. This happened at the Woodlands Waterway. You can read all about it at woodlandsonline.com, updates as they happen, but once again, local law enforcement doing it right. And fortunately, no deaths happened, though 3 people were shot. And as I said, 4 people were injured. The 4th being, of course, the alleged shooter. Well, that's it for news, events, weather, you name it, for this week. But, we'll keep you updated. Go to WoodlandsOnline.com, bookmark us, follow us on Twitter or X and Instagram and Facebook at Woodlands Online. That's where we are for your latest in sports and business briefs and weather and traffic and human interest stories, and you name it, we got it. If you want to send me an email, I'd love to hear from you. Send it to shows@woodlandsonline.com. And know we got some amazing video series coming up. Purple Politics 2.0, my old show where the blue met the red in political discussion, has been taken over by a wonderful new host, Tony Nash, who's going to sit down with some guests and break down the political scene, whether it's hyper-local, like a design review committee or a village board of director or school trustee, all the way to global politics and everything in between, and lots of other video series too. Go to woodlandsonline.com and click on the videos tab and see what we got to show you. We got it all because Woodlands Online is your one-stop shop for all things the Woodlands. We're kind of a digital town hall. Well, that's it for me, Sean Thompson. On behalf of myself, producer Justin, and to everyone here at woodlandsonline.com, make good life choices. Don't text and drive. Enjoy the weather, but put on lots of sunscreen. And I'll see you next Monday.